Arsenal brought a really strong, experienced side. We'll be at full stretch, but same as every game we've played this season, we'll go try and attack, play to the United traditions, and really try and put them on the back foot.
Yeah, you've done really well in this Merit Group stage. Some fantastic games of football, including last time out, beating Reading 5-2. Goals all over this team.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, we've got some talented forwards in the team, but more so the whole team mentality is to attack with and without the ball at all opportunities. So the forwards have rotated throughout the season, and we've still had goals in the team, and we've looked at a few areas that we can get at this Arsenal side, although they're a strong side, but we've identified a few areas, and we'll be going to attack them and try and score some more goals today.
The wind's catching up. I don't know if that's going to play a part in the game, but good luck today anyway.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yes, thank you to Kieran and to Mark Sullivan there as well, asking the questions. Here come the two sides, Arsenal and Manchester United. And you might just notice in that tunnel there that there is no number 2 for United, but there is a number 12, and that is because there's been a late change, and George Tanner has pulled out of the United squad here, and Jake Barrett comes in to replace him. And Barrett will start wearing number 12. So a little bit of late disruption from a Manchester United point of view. In terms of the teams, let's confirm them for you. Injuries and international call-ups deprived Kieran McKenna of Angel Gomez and Aidan Barlow, the two joint top scorers with 12 goals this season, and Leo Connor and Indy Boone are also unavailable. So there's one change in personnel from the 5-2 win over Reading, with Nishan Burkhart coming in for Aidan Barlow. Josh Barry reverts to midfield from centre forward. Callum Gribbin starts again, having scored at the weekend, and Zach Durnley also plays, having got 3 in 4. There is, of course, a late change as well, with George Tanner pulling out injured and Jake Barrett coming in to start. So 2 changes in total from the Reading game last time out. In terms of Arsenal, 1 change from their 5-1 win against Blackburn last time out. It means that Eddie Nketiah, the top scorer with 14 goals, returns. He leads the line. He'll be supported by Reece Nelson, who bagged a hat-trick last time out. And Joe Willock starts as well, wearing number 7. He's one of the brothers of United's own reserve regular, Matty Willock. So there is Jake Barrett, who will start for United in place of George Tanner. A late change. Late change in terms of mindset for him. Just his 4th start of the season for the under-18. Scored a late goal as a goal-scoring substitute against Sunderland in October. And he starts today and will look to impress, because, of course, with one more game here against Blackburn to end the season, he'll want to start that one. We'll wait and see what the injury to George Tanner is. Tanner has only missed a couple of games this season for the under-18s. He's been one of the major regulars. And here's a familiar surname, at least, for viewers of the reserve team, and indeed the under-18s in the past. Willock in number 7, Joseph Willock, brother of Matty Willock. Indeed, his other brother, Chris Willock, is in the reserves at Arsenal, and he will look to try and cause problems for Manchester United here today. Matty Willock, of course, a former Arsenal youngster himself. Off we go. Back-to-back wins have hoisted United into title contention. And a victory today would see the Reds leapfrog Arsenal and heap pressure on table toppers Chelsea, with 1 game left to play for Kieran McKenna's boys. These two teams have scored nearly 140 goals between them in all competitions this season. So hopefully we're going to see some attacking intent at either end of the field, Arthur.
Yeah, hopefully at the right end as well. Blustery conditions. Pitch is fiery, balls already bouncing about, so it's vital you get it under control, especially in the middle of the park.
First aerial test for Max Dunn. Eddie Nketiah will be a lively customer to deal with today, and there are the two going into battle straight away from the off. Here is Josh Barry, who recently has played up through the middle, and indeed on the left as well. It's the left where we see him today in front of Jake Kenyon, who's another one of the regulars in this under-18 side. A tightly knit team at this level, and here's the guy who's played in every match and started every match, Callum Whelan. Mostly in the centre of the park, but also at centre-half against Manchester City. Callum Gribbin just with a heavy touch there, showing too much of it to Josh Da Silva. Here's Nketiah, trying to run away from Tyrell Warren. This is Osei Tutu. Marcus McGuane. Back to Joseph Olowu. Nicely done by Tolaji Bola. Good powerful running with the ball as well. Looking for support here. McGuane was trying to back him up. This is Willock. Ethan Hamilton with the challenge. Now Josh Bowie stretches the legs. There was cover though to frustrate him. Olowu there with the touch, and it'll roll away for an Arsenal ball.
Yeah, you can already see the ball sort of bouncing along quite freely on the surface, if you like. It's almost like playing on AstroTurf. You know, it's good run by the left-back bowler on the other side there, and it looked as if he overran the ball, but he kept getting it, kept getting there, and dangerous. So he's got to be watched.
You might see a few rogue lines on the pitch here. There was a tournament here recently, which means that some of the white lines haven't quite faded. Let's hope these two sides don't fade today. It is relatively warm,
which is unusual, but it's dry anyway.
Bowie making himself known to Marcus McGuane. He's got a bit of a reputation as a tough tackler, so you don't want to ruffle his feathers too early.
There's a few of the Arsenal lads look as if they've got good physiques, David. Big lads, maybe a little bit older than some of the United lads, but it doesn't matter if you can keep the ball and pass it and make them run. Obviously, they get tired quicker, but certainly both teams sort of sparring at the moment, finding each other out.
Yeah, there's a sprinkling of 18-year-olds in either side. Quite often you see teams at this stage of the season with older players in the starting 11. The last few matches at this level for many. Chance potentially for both sides to go out on a real high.
Very much so. It's a difficult start for United, as we touched on, but
Burkhardt hovering, waiting for that to come across to him. Tolaji Bola sticks it behind for a Manchester United corner.
I think when you get to the sort of last 3-4 weeks of a season, there always is a mismatch of like teams, because there's teams, players have to move up with first team squads and up to under 23 teams and all sorts, and then you get younger lads coming in. So it's a great opportunity for some players who maybe don't get a regular game to come in and shine.
Great early chance this for United, with Gribbin's corner coming in and Bowie trying to arch their neck muscles enough to divert that goalwards.
Yeah, just a difficult, he's almost past the near post, so it's very hard to get a scoring header from there. You know, very rare. You've got to just maybe help that one on and hope that one of your teammates is coming in the back to take advantage.
Yeah, the angle always very much against Josh Bowie there. First season in Manchester United colours for him. 6 goals, 17 starts before today. 7 substitute appearances as well in a variety of positions.
And starting in that wider role, he's always going to cut inside, hopefully, and get chances. And could give the right fullback for Arsenal, Ossie Tutu, maybe a few problems.
That was Burkhardt trying to find Durnley. Durnley, one of the in-form goal-scoring players in Manchester United colours. 3 goals in 4 appearances for him. And he's just coming into fitness at an important time for Manchester United. Of course, had a season that was blighted by injury. Certainly the first part of the season was. So he's relatively fresh now. He won't want the season to end.
That's exactly right. And he's hit good form as well. Taking no chances. Richardson just bobbled as he hit it.
Kieran McKenna having to make do today without joint top scorers Gomez and Barlow, 12 apiece for them. DJ Buffonge is 3rd in line with 7. He's not available either. Then there's a group on 6 goals, including Gribbin, Boonen, Bowie, Hamilton and Durnley. Hamilton, who's really come up trumps with the goals of late. 2 and 3 for him.
And when he gets out, shifts the ball out, as we saw in the goal at Reading, gets it on his left foot. He's got some power, and it doesn't have to be the sweetest of strikes, but he seems to always hit the target.
Barrett with the throw. Gribbin helps it on. Out of play off Zach Durnley. And that'll be another Manchester United throw, which Barrett will take. It's put United in a spot of bother, actually. Well dealt with in the end by Callum Whelan.
Yeah, he does that a lot, doesn't he? He just sees the danger and just mops things up.
Burkhardt with a chance to race through here. Almost a bit of miscommunication there at the back between Olowu and Virginia.
I think Burkhardt's pace there just put Olowu off a little bit because he was breathing down his neck. Might have just got a toe to it, but the defender took no chances and just knocked it out for a corner, which United have given away.
Yeah, took too quickly for everyone, including themselves, really, but it's won back by Gribbin. Tried to catch Arsenal unawares and in the end deceived themselves, really. Barrett to Whelan. Once again looking for the ball to Burkhardt in behind Arsenal. Just 2 clean sheets in the last 7 for Arsenal. United have only kept 6 clean sheets all season. They've been terrific in front of goal, though. And there's one of the men in form and who has his eye in, Callum Gribbin, looking to fire United into an early lead.
Yeah, keeper had just been out his goals, kicking one up the pitch. Whelan, I think, tried to volley it back goalwards, try to catch the keeper out, but Gribbin, good control, hits across it. He's always slicing to go wide a little bit, but good effort.
6 goals in 6 games for him at this level this season. This is Kenyon, looking to fire it across for Burkhardt, who's stopped by a terrific save from João Virginia. United looking strong in these early stages.
Great early ball in from Kenyon there. I think that unnerved the Arsenal defenders. They weren't expecting that to come in. Good attempt as well. Awkward, you know, he's let it run across his body, hit it with his right foot. Smart save from the goalkeeper, Virginia, as well.
Bit more power, and that was 1-0, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
difficult one to hit.
And it comes towards Bowie. Headed away as far as Barrett. This is Kenyon.